The woman tore her long dress into a short one, simply because she was wearing the same dress as her husband's sister-in-law. Her husband, however, demanded that his wife change her clothes. The husband was shocked by his wife's act of tearing the dress in public. He never expected his timid wife to suddenly become so bold. The wife had been gentle and virtuous before, showing great consideration for her husband. But the husband had never shown her any kindness. He hated how his wife fawned over him every day, so he was very cold toward her. Yet he cared deeply for his sister-in-law. During a rainstorm, he picked up his sister-in-law and carried her away. No matter how sadly his wife cried in the rain, he didn't let her get in the car. He thought his wife disturbed his life, so he sent her abroad. It was not until 4 years later that the wife returned home. But the husband remained indifferent to her. The husband's grandmother noticed how distant the couple's relationship was. She decided to throw a grand welcome banquet for the wife. She had long suspected that her grandson had an unusual relationship with his sister-in-law, so she hoped the wife could win back her husband's heart. On the day of the banquet, the sister-in-law deliberately asked her friend to humiliate the wife. But after 4 years abroad, the wife was no longer as cowardly as before. She directly splashed red wine on the scheming woman. Then she stuffed the cake into the woman's mouth and warned that if she dared to provoke her again, she wouldn't let her off easily. When the sister-in-law saw her friend being bullied, she intentionally wore a dress identical to the wife's. She pretended to pitifully tell the CEO that she hadn't meant to match the wife's outfit. She said she would immediately change her dress if the wife minded and promised not to steal the wife's spotlight. After hearing this, the CEO held back the sister-in-law who pretended to leave. He said she must stay as family at such an important banquet. He then turned to tell his wife to change her dress, completely forgetting that his wife was the main guest of the banquet. The wife couldn't believe that after 4 years, her husband still took sides with his sister-in-law. She directly tore her long dress into a short one and intentionally walked over to the grandmother. The grandmother was confused as to why the female lead of the banquet was wearing a short skirt. Then she turned to look at her grandson.